I just exploded. I just exploded. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hey, Ryan, why don't you pull up Amazon's margins real quick?
Well, yeah, I'd have more of a grin on my face than Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island.
I'm off as a smug cock when he said that.
Wow, fiscal philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It's Saturday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. And on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you could be doing a wide variety of things in your lifestyle. Fiscal, would you like to share some of those things you could be doing if you're not on the Cash Flow Kings at Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern?
Of course. Well, one, you could be sipping on some absinthe and tripping your balls off.
Oh,
I know. You could be vaping. You could be on the Lolita Express on your way to Epstein's Island. Who even knows?
Anything could happen. I was thinking you could meet a couple of underage girls at a pumpkin patch since it is the fall season. You know, you could be going to a Kroger to meet what you think was a 13-year-old boy and then being caught by a sting operation. That's something you don't want. Wow. And this is just great. This is why we do the Cash Flow Kings. At the bar watching the best show. You can be doing multitasking as well, like Dividend Dog is doing. He's going to watch the Colorado game, and the Cash Flow Kings is his real pregame as far as I'm concerned.
Wow. That's amazing. It's incredible.
Some people in the chat, Mr. Seymour Duck, a valued channel member. You guys already know, if you're a channel member, you give us your money, you give us your dignity, we will give you your attention that you deserve. Seymour Duck in the chat, though. See some interesting interactions from him on Twitter. Go check him out. Bacon Memes, another value. Episode 32 Survivor, I believe.
Yes.
I think he survived episode 32.
Maybe it's his ghost in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know if you saw in my Discord, but there's a rumor or rumbling of a potential reconciliation from an episode 32 Ghost of the Past.
A reconciliation? Really interesting.
But apparently, dividends are, in fact, not free money.
Interesting.
Apparently, there was an acknowledgement. So, I mean, we are doing so much good for the world. There's no denying.
We're doing the Lord's work here.
Okay. Shamir is on a generational run of getting McDonald's. If you guys don't know, we have a due diligence photos section on the Discord. It's essentially just Shamir posting his McDonald's like every day. I'm not exaggerating that either. Like, it's really impressive.
It's interesting. You know, some people post their Costco hauls. Shamir posts his McDonald's hauls.
It's impressive. Like, and I said that Cash Flow Kings hits 1K by the end of this year when Shamir is in town, because he has been known to come by my part of town, if you know what I mean. Not the Diddy aisle, but you know, we will be doing a mukbang of McDonald's and potentially a Tim Hortons donut mukbang, because
I'll consider flying out for that.
Just the McDonald's mukbang,
or both. I mean, if I'm in bulking season, you know. Yeah,
I know, it's fair game. But yeah, we'll discuss what I've been up to this last week for sure. But Shamir, we will be doing that mukbang if we hit 1K by the end of the year. Is Diddy the new Epstein? I don't know. They're great people. We had a short. It was bearish. Is it bearish if J&J with the Diddy oil thing? It's just
it's fair. It's bearish. It's bearish on the baby oil sales for sure.
Yeah. Randomly. Okay, he did. With that out of the way, we'll run the topic of Tim Hortons. I think it is only appropriate to bring one of our two guests that were supposed to come on tonight, because somebody didn't come on. The guy who actually called for the show is not here, which is the funniest part, and he's going to be hearing it throughout the night. It's Aria, the one who can show up. Welcome in, Aria.
You could say it's ironic.
I know.
By the way, he said to wait till 10 after to let him in. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, frick. Okay. Damn. Okay, we'll discuss what we've been. BANNED. 810 is going to be Latin. We have 5 more minutes. Yeah, so I don't know if Aria is listening right now, but I tried Tim Hortons Timbits for the first time this week. And do you know what those are, Fiscal?
No, I don't know anything about Tim Hortons.
Okay. So they're essentially these like tiny donut balls. And I grew up around Timbits because, like, obviously I grew up around Tim Hortons, but I had a peanut allergy. Or pretty, like, I wouldn't say severe, but obviously the mom really wasn't a huge fan of, you know, me going near anything potentially processed. So last weekend, after Saturday, I went to Tim Hortons and my brother got a pack of the donuts or the Timbits. And my dad's like, you know what? I'm going to let you try it. And it sounds like if I die, I die. You know, I went out the way I wanted to.
Yep. Rocky IV, Ivan Drago style. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. This is the way I'd want to go out, though. So these are the Timbits. They come in like the 10 pack, and now I'm addicted, dude. They're so good. It's just like having access to something you've never had your entire life. I'm addicted to them now. So I may or may not have taken some stops on the way home from college this week to Tim Hortons, or I may or may not have downed some Timbits.
All right. Well, I mean, if the mukbang happens, like, I'll show you guys what it's like to eat like a pro. Okay.
I bet I can out eat you. I bet I can. I was a fat kid at one point. You don't understand.
We will. I mean, I used to be pretty fat too, but we'll see.
But then we started the Cash Flow Kings, and look what happened. Now we're oh my god. There was a comment earlier this week. I was dying. It's up there in the quote of the year. And we posted some shorts, and Andrew was eating cereal on the background. It's been a High Tide Roundtable from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Andrew's just eating the cereal. He's like asking the occasional question, but the shorts, like our editor with his program, like it'll automatically pick up who's talking. And Andrew's like, oh, okay. and the some guy commented, 2 guys wearing sunglasses indoors. And another guy munching on some cereal. What is this? What the hell is this kind of shit? I died. I thought I was not even pissed in the slightest bit. I was dying. It was so funny.
That's beautiful. I love the comments we get on our random shorts.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when it's not like the debate shorts, because we're done with those, thankfully. That arc is over.
The Fed shorts are fun too.
Yeah, the Fed shorts are fun. You got some good conspiracy theories on there.
Yeah.
Are we doing a weekly recap this week, or we have to cut the show short a bit because you got some plans after?
I'm gonna say, I mean, like, I haven't bought anything this week, so there isn't really anything to recap. I got like 1 dividend, and that's it.
This is sad. It's like there's nothing. We haven't been buying anything.
No, I've been kind of just letting things ride, you know.
Yeah, that's how it is, though. You get money.
Yeah.
May your wife love for you, unlike Khmer's, who only loves him for the green card and the LV purses.
Long LVMH or whatever the ticker is.
Yeah, long Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Dividend Dog knows Timmy Hose is underrated. Aria doesn't like it for some reason. And apparently Aria has a nasty scar, which will be revealed tonight on the Cash Flow Kings episode.
Oh, exclusive.
He says it was a bar fight, and that's a joke. He didn't get into a bar fight. But yeah, good times. Yeah, it's been with investing. It's like it's nice. You're actually like letting the compounding do its thing. Oh, the SHG and SHT split happened yesterday, by the way, everybody. Yeah. So
a meaningless 3-for-1 or 1-for-3 split, rather.
I love how there was the occasional person that was like commenting, like, "Is this a buy now?"
A split makes absolutely no difference for anything except for like options, liquidity, and stuff like that.
I'd say dollar cost averaging too for the folks like me who don't have access to fractional ETFs.
Yeah, for anybody that's still in the Stone Ages and can't get fractional shares, I guess.
All right, just because Aria and Dividend Dude were supposed to come on doesn't mean we got to shill Robinhood, okay, Fiscal? Not all of us are on the hottest new app.
Yeah.
It helps the pores get
No,
naked.
I shill Moo now. Come on.
Yeah. You have. We don't have the Cash Flow Kings M1 Finance link yet. We were gonna have a morality. We should do a few morality debates of debate of morals. I think we should do the Moo one.
Morals or ethics?
Both morals and ethics with the Cash Flow Kings. Tons of debate topics.
That could be a whole show.
That could be. That could be a members only. And the pores. Yep. There you go, Guff. Evolution Gaming. I have not. I've not heard much of Evolution Gaming. What do they do?
Wow.
It's so hard to type around the microphone because I don't want to touch the wire. And
Yeah, I've never heard of Evolution Gaming.
Some hidden stocks.
Cabo,
All right, you let me know when you want me to let you in. He's probably eating some Timbits right now. 2 seconds.
So Cabo almost had Robinhood at $7. Should have pulled the trigger. Yeah. Hey, I almost had Meta at $90. Should have pulled the trigger. No, that's literally true, though. I sold puts. Almost got assigned, but didn't.
Starbucks at 71. Nobody talks about it anymore. I give you record breaking.
Nobody's talking about this. Trade. Nobody's ever seen this before. Starbucks below $75. Nobody's ever even heard of it being that cheap.
Oh my! I can't believe the election night show is like less than a month away. That'll be a fun night. That's going to be members only after the fact, but you guys are going to want to be there for that one.
It's going to be wild.
I just hope we don't go till like 4 a.m. to decide a winner because I have classes the next day.
If we do, we do.
Yeah, that's if I die, I die.
Aria just disappeared.
Uh-oh. The Oracle got him.
Oh no. Guys,
I've interfered.
He's taking back his mercy because we talked about YieldMax earlier in episode 32. We have angered him and his vast powers.
Friends of school shooters. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, I hate when people glom onto like very obvious slips of the tongue. Like, who here has never misspoke and said something and had it come out absolutely retarded?
I know. And I want to share everybody the new Cash Flow Kings. It's the Halloween background. It's October now. This is great. We have
we got Casper.
Pumpkin. We got Casper.
The pumpkin and Casper. Is that intentional, dude?
And right below Fiscal, you can see a spooky gravestone. I don't know if you can read down there, Fiscal, but it's something that's very short-lived.
It's Khmer's portfolio.
2024 to 20.
Yeah, he's all this week. What after the robo-taxi thing? Why is Tesla down? I don't understand.
Oh yeah, the robo-taxi. So how much did you actually pay attention to that? Because all I see are a bunch of shiny cars, shitty cars.
It was one of the cringiest things. It's the cringiest thing they've done since the Cybertruck, where they had the window break mishap. It was just the most uneventful thing. Like, Uber was testing self-driving cars where I live, and I rode in one, and it did more than what Elon showed at the robo-taxi thing. I would be the most, if I had Tesla shares, I would have sold too. It was so unimpressive. It was a womp. It was a wet noodle.
I never got behind Tesla, man. I just never. All right, our guest is good to go. He is a Timbits enjoyer, a Tim Hortons lover. He recently has some bruising on his face because the Oracle just recently jumped him. That's the 15-minute delay. The Oracle showed him who has the best knucks. He showed him he will not be crossing the line again.
Careful talking about donuts and the Oracle will anger him.
That's funny. That's funny. Aria, welcome back. What do you want to address first? The Timbit controversy or the...
I was thinking
how you
we go recent news. We touched on Tesla first and foremost. Seems you guys are already kind of talking about it.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. there's a couple people buying the dip, saying Tesla's going to equal global GDP now that the robo-taxi's unveiled. And
of course, robo-taxi and Optimus Prime equals global GDP in 5 years, no problem.
Yeah, but by 2029, it's going to $1,000 a share. That's what's happening.
It can't possibly be any lower than that. That's the bear thesis. The bull thesis is 2,500 a share. Come on.
Kathy Wood makes me livid. Her presence. I was a Kathy Wood. Even when ARK funds were performing, like they actually had positive returns, I was a Kathy Wood hater. Now it's I'm back in the.
Oh, she's in Palantir now. Like after it ran up a bunch, isn't that interesting?
It's original.
If she was smart, where was she when it was $6, bro?
Kathy Wood bought into Palantir?
I heard she did, yeah. Like a couple months ago, something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Palantir is up 300%. Time to buy.
I think someone asked about was it Evolution?
Yeah, Evolution Gaming earlier. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, it's basically same where I know this guy from. We DM back and forth.
We know this guy. He's our. Nothing fires me up more than a channel member.
Oh yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Money.
Long story short, to give you guys the gist of it, I actually tweeted about it today. It's growing at like 30. Growing free cash flows at 30%, and it trades at a 6.6% free cash flow yield, with like 60% operating margins.
So it's not very expensive, but it's growing fast.
Growing really fast with 60% operating. Better than Visa operating margins.
What
Better
the fuck's the business? You got to explain that to me.
So,
gaming is like very vague now. It's like it can be gaming chairs. It can be
most of the revenue. 80% of the revenue comes from. So like you see like Drake and those type of guys, like they play live poker or like live. What are some other games?
Fiscal responded really quickly there.
Yeah, no, I know that there's people out there that you see like streaming, like playing poker and stuff.
Like they stream the live games. There's a live.
Isn't it? I think like it's really a popular category on the Kick platform.
Yeah. Anyways, so they're not the actual gambling website. At no point do they extend out. I guess they don't pay players or anything like that. The whole thing is they just make the tables and the game, and they put the actual person on the other side of the screen that is like putting the cards down on the table, that type of stuff. They just build the studios for that, and then they charge like.
So they basically like make the
live
software that the gaming companies use. No.
They make the actual table, studio, all that type of stuff. That's 80% of revenue, and it's at 60% operating margins.
So who is their customer then exactly?
So like any of the big gambling websites. So like Stake.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
So they just use what Evolution Gaming provides for all of their games.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, and then so you like essentially you sign like a revenue sharing agreement. So you'd say like, of our winnings, we would give you like maybe 15% of winnings. And then like the games are designed in a way like in aggregate like 90% of the time. I'm not too in tune with the numbers. I did a video on it a while back, but it's designed in a way where like I don't know, like 90% of the time it would be in their favor of like making money on the players and whatnot.
Hey, 95% of gamblers quit before they hit big. I just want to let everybody know that. Okay, there's no such thing as losing in gambling. Just not going hard enough. That's a joke. No, I just want. My thing is like I feel like Stake and all those other like new online gambling sites are very new. Is that unfair to say, or
maybe popularized? And then also you got to think about it like in North America, they're super new. Like Europe, this has been like for over a decade. Like
the only thing that would kind of hold me back on this is as a certified old guy, I used to play on like Poker Stars, Full Tilt Poker, all that stuff back in the early 2000s. And eventually, I think it was in 2010 or 2011, an event called, I think it was on a Friday. They called it Black Friday. The Department of Justice shut all of those sites down with no warning. And our money was tied up for years, actually. And so I would probably be reluctant to go heavy into anything involving online gambling for that reason, because it can unexpectedly get, rugged, not by the company itself. Like Poker Stars is a perfectly decent and legitimate company as far as I know. And they were back then as well. It's just the DOJ took issue with them letting Americans play on their site, basically.
Fuck the DOJ. Nobody likes them. They shut down.
Oh yeah, they can.
They shut down our gambling. Nobody likes that guy.
And by the way, like for those of you that are political, it was a George W. Bush special, the bill that allowed them to do that. Just so you know.
Yeah.
And I'll never forgive him, ever.
I know another site that had some people's money tied up into it. FTX.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know. Funny how that's that was allowed to run rampant, but a legitimate poker site is not. But actually, Full Tilt Poker actually did turn out to be kind of a Ponzi scheme. Poker Stars ended up buying them out and making everybody whole, though. So there you go.
There's a lot of friends in the chat.
I know. We don't like the DOJ. Oh boy. Oh. I can't hear you guys, by the way. You're lucky, because I should say something really offensive so everybody at the dinner table can hear it. What do you get? We need to all make predictions. What do you guys think that Double D's has been doing at college that has made him not show up? The dinner. I think he's having some withdrawals from some certain substances. He can't handle the online pressure anymore. He needs to use drugs and alcohol now.
Yeah, he doesn't even post anymore.
Nah, I think he's behaving.
You think he's behaving?
Yeah, I think he's being a good.
You want to bet? You want to bet?
Now he might not be behaving exactly as well as he was, but like on the spectrum of what constitutes good or bad behavior for somebody freshly in college, I think he's behaving.
Dude, me and Aria are like choir boys compared to him. We don't do anything. We live at home still. Aria makes investing videos. I occasionally come on live once a week.
Now maybe there's going to be a storyline of Double D's goes bad for a while, for like a semester or something, But
Double D's the alcoholic comes on Cash Flow Kings episode.
No, I think so far he's behaving. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah. What's the over under, chat? What's the over under? So Aria, what's the Timbits? You're a hater of Timbits. What's the?
Oh my god, dude, it's just like so disgusting. I don't know how
wow,
sick man. You're a sick man. And you call yourself a Canadian. This is horrible.
I'll try him. I can be the tiebreaker. It's just like a sugary dough ball. Like what is so special?
What do you consider a donut? That's my thing. What do you consider a good donut?
Honestly, I'm not too big of a fan of donuts either, but it's just like
there it is.
They're just too sweet, dude. Like I would way rather have I don't know, like a biscuit or something to get my,
Fiscal. You need to keep. When you try this, though, you're gonna have the perspective of never having this in your entire life.
Really?
It's like letting somebody out of prison for the first time, dude. You don't understand. I haven't been able to have donuts since like maybe 3 or 4.
So I have some really good donut places local to me. So those are bold words.
Yeah. It sucks. A lot of them are, I want to sound slow saying this, but they're not peanut friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to experiment a little bit. I'm getting to the point where it's like, I don't care if there's cross-contamination.
You're going to Texas Roadhouse, and that's that.
Yeah, I'm toast if I go to Texas Roadhouse. 10K channel members, and we'll make it happen,
How is
everybody.
Dunkin' Donuts compared to? Because I've never had Dunkin'. But,
The coffee?
No, the donuts and whatever.
I don't know. I've never.
You've never had Dunkin' Donuts?
I barely had any donuts. The Timbits have been the first time I've had donuts probably since like I was able to have the Krispy Kreme ones like in elementary school.
I honestly don't think any place that I've been to fast food wise has good coffee. I think it all sucks.
McDonald's is exceptional.
Starbucks in there?
No, like as far as like regular coffee, Starbucks, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, all lackluster.
And you're just talking about black coffee.
I'm just talking about like the regular coffee with like a cream and a sugar or whatever, however you take it. Yeah.
You got to get the right order. Fabio put me on. He I think it's like a triple shot of espresso with milk. And apparently it's cheap and it's good, so I got to try that.
Yeah. Now I buy like actual good coffee to make at home. So
yeah. No fun. We hate saving money here.
For me, it's not that cheap.
3 Starbucks a day. 3 Starbucks a day, or I'm walking away. That's what I like to say.
Look into Death Wish coffee. I mean, it's cheaper than going to Starbucks, but it's not cheap.
Yeah. Good cheddar biscuit. Beats a lot of I don't know about that. I've never had a good cheddar biscuit. Oh, I thought he said outperform. I'm sorry, Matt. That's mean. I thought he said outperform. I'm no.
Yeah, I mean both. Yes to both.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's just like I was talking with Fabio about it, but like they're like it's literally I don't know. If I had to make an analogy, it's like a prize fighter that's like coming in with an injury already, and you're going against Drago. Like maybe you can, survive, but it's for them to thrive. It's going to be really hard. I think if you were to actually buy UPS and FedEx, you'd have to time it extremely well, and that's not attractive.
No.
It's
actually,
I have an analogy. It's like Seth Petrozelli going up against like I don't know. Prime Randy Couture. It's just not. It's gonna be an obliteration.
I just Googled it, by the way, guys. Amazon has about 100 jets. UPS has about 300. So maybe the gap isn't like too much in like the favor of Amazon. But I mean, in the future, like they're gonna obviously close that gap.
Yeah, if we want to close the gap a little faster, we'll have to wait for that free cash flow explosion and go back another 2 years. I'll take it, though. Carol Tome from UPS pisses me off. They had one really good quarter in 2020. They got a little ahead of themselves, hiked the dividend 30%. No, it was like 80%. They hiked it a lot. And where's that money now? That's what I thought. It's tied up.
Yeah. I won't as a matter of principle invest in a UPS or a FedEx.
Yeah. You put me on that. You got me to sell out of it kind of. You and Fabio.
Yeah. Not the kind of business I want to be investing in. I'd rather buy poverty REITs.
Yeah.
And Amazon.
I have a question. Do any of you have any interest
in Nike? No.
Any interest?
No, not anymore.
If it falls 50%, maybe.
Yeah, Sam. It would have to like.
So okay, but when you say that, is it more of like the company itself they're having too much missteps, or like there's increased like what goes into that?
I think that the premium that you would have to pay for the stock right now, it should be growing at a level like more similar to what an Amazon grows at, to justify it versus what it really grows at, which is like 1.5% or something.
Yeah,
it's actually in decline year over year. It's 10% decline. Yeah.
Then even more to my point, I guess, right? Like I'm not paying a premium for a shoe company that's not growing.
Yeah, I'd rather just index it. Index for Amazon.
In the 5-10 years, I would imagine it grows.
From
Maybe.
where though? They haven't grown it. They haven't grown.
I mean, isn't it like, what is the next like big untapped market for them? An emerging middle class overseas maybe wants, you know, the cool American brand, but that's going to be probably a slow thing that happens. They might get back to growing at 3 or 4% later if we're lucky, right? Not worth the squeeze. I'm an old man. I need big manly gains, not what Nike's going to do.
As a certain YouTuber said, we want the money now. We don't want to wait 10, 20 years for the return. We want the money now.
Yeah, I gotta retire in 2 years.
Yeah, I just like I'm at the point where it's like it's actually really hard to get me to buy new companies because I'm already trying to like the consolidation here is probably over, but like it's just I no like motivation to buy anything new.
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel pretty bummed out if I couldn't come up with a better use for funds than buying Nike, to be honest with you.
I mean, Google is technically depressed earnings on Nike, but technically Google's actually cheaper than Nike at the moment.
Now, that tells you something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's growing sevenfold.
I would 110% take Google at current like conditions currently, how they are growth wise and everything. Google over Nike every time. There is no changing my mind on that.
Yeah.
I understand people, you know, being afraid of Google. If Google got broken up, the actuality is it would probably benefit investors because there's probably a conglomerate discount at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So I wouldn't even have that as a fear. Now, I prefer them not to be broken up because of the strong flywheel effect and everything. But, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world for the investment at today's prices, I don't think.
Just why would you buy it? That's the thing. Like, there could be a value turnaround play, but there's just so many better opportunities where like the cash flows are much more guaranteed. I think it's I don't see where the growth is going to come from. I'd rather just index it. I'd have to time it insanely well if I want to even get a market beating return. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about the title of the pod?
Yeah, it's free money.
But like basically, yeah.
AMZ sandwich, it's free money.
Yep. Yeah, Amazon is, gosh, it's about as good as it gets. And, you know, I don't usually go for the high flying $1 trillion+ market caps. I mean, I'm usually looking for the falling knives and cigar butts. Yet here I am, and as of this recording here today, Amazon is actually in my value portfolio now ahead of everything else. It's the number one allocation. So, and it's at 15.88%. I'm looking at it right now.
Love the consolidation. I love the purposeful allocation.
Fiscal, how many holdings do you have now?
Oh, well, since I'm looking at it, I can.
I'm at 5, by the way, just for reference.
So I'm at 14, but some of them are very small. Like I have 3 that are under 1%.
3 that are under 1%. So what does that work to? That's 97% in 14.
So 97% is in, I guess, the top 11.
Oh, the top. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, concentrated. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only at like, I only own like 16 or 1700 worth. So I mean 5%, but I think it's like my 6th largest holding.
Yeah.
And I recently started buying, and I obviously own SHG too, which has a good amount of Amazon in it, so I'm not worried. What if Nike? I don't think that would ever happen. You think Lena Khan's letting that happen? Actually, I don't know. She's much more focused on attacking like businesses with like 1 or 2% profit margins. So,
oh man, yeah. So word has it that that Mark Cuban has been telling the Harris campaign that they should get rid of Lena Khan if they win.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for her either way. I was watching something and it's like if Trump gets in, she's definitely probably gonna get out. If even if
that's 100%. If
yeah. That enough should like my endorsement for Trump there. If Lena Khan's out, I'd vote for anybody for president. I'd vote for Fiscal. I'd vote for retire on dividends. I'd vote for anybody.
Lena Khan's I'm old enough to run, guys. Don't encourage me.
We should do rallies. The Cash Flow Kings World Tour. Retire on dividends. Could have like an opening speech for all of us. Like we'd get canceled on like the first trip.
Yeah,
free Palestine. We'd lose half of our voter base. He's yelling stuff. I'm not going to say it because that's going to get taken out of context if I say something that he would say. But yeah, I don't think Lena Khan would ever let that happen. A combined ticket of Diddy and Epstein still voting to get rid of Khan. That's the only reason I'm voting this year. The only reason I could be doing other things, but if I have a chance to get Lena Khan out of power, I'm taking that chance. Okay. No, Amazon's awesome though. We love it. The only thing that pisses me off with Amazon actually is how they have like exclusive NFL Prime games on Thursday night. Because it's just massively inconvenient. I don't know if that's an Amazon problem or NFL problem, but Amazon's getting a bag off it. That's for sure.
Gotta love it as a shareholder.
Yeah. So we still think the free cash flow explosion is going to happen two to 4 years.
Matt has a good question.
Oh, where's Matt say? Oh, I missed that one. What do you think about the current Amazon CEO plus Bezos still on the board? I think with Bezos on the board, like anything, if he sells the shares, there's going to be another massive overreaction. As if like
the only criticism I've really heard of the current CEO is about the return to office being like a backdoor layoff. That's like the number one criticism I hear. Yeah, I think they're trying to get rid of a lot of like middle management types. Is something I've heard. I've heard they're trying to reduce like middle management types by like thousands. And generally speaking, as somebody that's been in corporate America a little bit, you can usually do without a lot of management. So, and those people generally they make up like a large portion of the payroll. And if some of them are redundant or unnecessary, then they're just going to it'll just make the company more efficient to not have them, basically. Yeah. So, yeah,
should be fun.
I think Amazon will be fine without anybody that leaves. Now, some people are like, oh, but the best like engineers and programmers and stuff are going to leave. I'm sorry, but if you're actually the best, they'll probably flex for you. Like, okay, yeah, you don't really have to come in 5 days a week.
Yeah.
If you're actually that good to where they're worried about losing you, they'll make exceptions for the top talent, the actual top talent. They'll make 100%. They'll make exceptions. And it's just the shitty people that they will let like, oh, sorry, I can't do anything. It's,
what's this thing I see about the 73% of the workers that want to go on strike? Is that number? What is it? Amazon, something with union with Amazon. I saw it. Or Amazon work. A lot of Amazon workers threatened to strike, but
they just want to leave.
Say what?
They want to leave. They're not going on strike. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. You'll find that anywhere. Most people want to leave.
Okay, yeah, because I saw an Unusual Whales posted it.
Yeah.
Something. Oh, I'm getting confused with the port strike. No, we didn't talk about the port strike, did we, Fiscal, or what? We
might have talked about it a little bit last week. Yeah.
Yeah. Since then, there was an agreement, and have you seen the guy that runs this actual strike with the union?
Well, you know, I might have.
He looks like an actual pirate, dude. He looks like an actual pirate. I'll pull up a picture of him. But, yeah. Apparently, we were talking about this in my management class, but did you guys notice anything different at the grocery store or Costco, Sam's Club, whatever, when it comes to stock? If you happen to go one of those days?
No. There.
Okay.
No. It didn't last long enough to affect anything.
Harold Daggett, that's the guy's name. Okay, I'm pulling him up.
It kind
He
of
looks
sounds
like
like
an actual. Hey, it's me, Harold Daggett. White guy, chain. He's got the varsity coat on. It's great. And he's also got a bit of a. He's also got a bit of an accent.
Right?
Say what?
Yeah.
Search up his house. Look at. Have you seen the picture of his house?
I get it. No.
Nah, let's not bring up a picture of his house.
Let's see. I'll take. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, oh wow, that's.
We're not sharing a screen.
I think we could. Why don't we? Yeah, we'll let the viewers do that. That's wow. Whew. Yeah, I'm telling you, these port union workers made Starbucks look good. It made them look justifiable for like a 10 or like a. I don't know. You just can't be making that. They're such an important like workers too, where it sucks.
The funny thing though is like all they've really done is highlight why robots would be better.
Oh, I know.
Like they're punching their own ticket. They just don't realize it. Yeah.
Be bullish on $100 trillion GDP Tesla. Is that what I just heard? Fiscal, you're going long?
Yeah, Optimus Prime is going to take over the ports. Elon has it under control.
Do you guys think that Elon Musk has lost any of his I don't know. I don't want to use the word aura, like credibility or like anything over the last couple of years compared to maybe like 2010s?
I don't know that he had a ton of credibility back then either, to be honest with you. I mean, I've always thought that like the cars were cool, but the business itself as an investment, I've never found it investable. So I think there's a separation there. Like you can have a cool product, but your business might not still make sense as an investment. I think it's a lot of enthusiasm that's gotten it to where it is now, but I wouldn't expect great returns from here for sure. Not as much as I would expect. You could get a wave of enthusiasm and have your share price increase, but I think Amazon, as far as what the business is going to do, I think is more certain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just. I still can't get over the fact of his house, dude. I didn't know that.
He has the monster. It's like a 4 or 5 garage, 9,000 square foot. Just monster house.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Cash Flow King's house once we get fully monetized. It's gonna be epic. The Cash Flow King's content.
I have about a 10% cash position, and I'm like,
are you gonna put it in escrow? Oh, I don't know if you can do that because you're in Canada.
No, you're able to. And actually, there's a Canadian version because you know how we get taxed 15% on U.S. dividends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we do. If you put it in the Canadian version in a tax-free account, I'm talking about tax-free account, like your RSP or whatever that you guys have, you still get 15% taxed on the dividends. But then if you do it in a Canadian ETF or stock or whatever, it's 0% tax on it. So the Canadian SGov, I'd be able to avoid that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't realize how bad I needed my cash in Escov. I didn't realize you don't realize how much cash you really have until you see like the estimated annual income that I would get from the interest. And I'm getting like an extra like $80 or $90 just from like putting the cash. And I found I'm also a lot less eager to buy stocks as well when I already have the money in Escov earning interest. So I think it's a positive thing.
Keeps you from over managing.
Yeah, for sure. Aria, when are you going full in on Tesla?
Oh, God. So I'm not too in tune with these YieldMax funds. Like, could you guys just give me the rundown of like why it's just really bad?
So, well, it's not black and white that they're all really bad all the time in all situations, just to make it 100% abundantly clear. But I think it's really bad to be 100% allocated into them. I think we can say that, because what they are basically is they're synthetic longs that they create with options that they then sell covered calls against to generate the quote unquote income, of which most of it is return of capital. But they have the downside risk of the movement of the underlying, capped upside because of the sold covered calls. And so anytime you get like a sharp drop in like the share price of Tesla, for example, and then you get a recovery, like a very sharp upswing, how much of that they can realize as a gain is capped based on the sold covered calls. And if the underlying drops hard enough, fast enough, it can kind of become like a bit of a doom spiral. Even if the underlying doesn't like go bankrupt, it's still very bad if you bought at the wrong time. Because even if there is a big recovery, not so good. Because again, they're capping their upside by, they sell weeklies, to my understanding, on most of them. And so anytime you sell weeklies for options premium, if within that week it shoots past your strike price, congratulations, you just limited your gain massively. And in almost every instance, the funds that have performed well have still underperformed the underlying stock substantially. So there you go.
And a lot of stupid and vulnerable people buy into it too, because they actually think it's free money, which is more of an issue for like some certain finance. And I don't even know how to call them finance influencers. Some certain people on the internet that like to.
Blake has some input on that as well, on that topic.
Yeah. They sell too close to the money. The strategies employed by both Roundhill and Curve maintain better co-integration with their underlyings that have more attractive total returns. Yeah. I would never invest in anything for a total return like that.
But I think they probably have better total returns selling further out of the money, and therefore a lower sticker yield, because the YieldMax funds can advertise their trailing 12-month yield of like 80% or whatever, and that sucks in the very, very unsophisticated that think that they're going to just get an 80% return for life, basically. And we should all understand why that's not actually possible, because if it was, then everybody, like Warren Buffett, could go all in on YieldMax and be like worth the global GDP in like 4 years or something, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so I think it probably doesn't quite work that way.
I want to ask both your opinions on what I should do with a certain company called S&P Global, and I'm more likely than not going to hold on to it, so I want to just hear out your opinions. Currently with S&P Global, I am 36% on the holding, but it is a 1% of the portfolio right now. So should I sell out, take some gains? I think at this point it's long-term capital gains. Index it, forget it, or should I just continue holding on and average down when it goes on a bit of a dip?
Fiscal, did you want to spearhead this one?
So I'm going this is just what I'm doing personally. I'm going in the direction of offloading anything that's a minuscule percentage. It's like, what am I even? I'm not Peter Lynch. I'm not running a giant fund. Like, I don't need a zillion positions that are like 0.5% or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. If I'm gonna pick, I should have a few picks that I can actually follow and keep up with, and that I'm confident in, and roll with them until something changes. That's what I think I should do.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, for reference, for those of you who don't know, I have 5 holdings, and like 94% of it is the top 4, right? So personally, I'm extremely concentrated, and over the past year, like I made the transition of like even up to like a 3% holding. I'm like, realistically, this isn't really adding to the performance all that much. Why wouldn't it just be in a higher conviction bet? So over time, I went from like around the low teens number of holdings all the way to 5, and I've just kept consolidating and consolidating more and more. So I'm also a fan of you just get rid of it. It's 1%.
Yeah.
It really doesn't
matter. Yeah, it's a really good business, so that's the thing. And it's like,
here's the thing:
I don't own enough. I don't own enough where it's like I could let my winner continue winning. You know,
that's the thing, man. Yeah, like even if it absolutely runs away from here and doubles, you just increased it to 2%. Congratulations!
Oh yeah, it's okay. Yeah, now hearing that, I'm leaning towards selling. Yeah, that I was. Fabio said continue holding. It's more likely gonna sell, but like I'm probably just gonna index it, man.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, if I was dealing with like a couple $1 million and it was $20,000 worth, in terms of like the absolute amount, it would be enough where maybe it's worth it at that point. But none of us are dealing with that much, and I guess I can understand because Fabio is more in that range of what he's dealing with in his portfolio. Yeah. I don't know the exact number, but I know it's 7 figures. And so his mentality on it is going to be...
He lies about his portfolio. He's a liar.
No, I don't think he does.
It's only $2,000. He told me.
Right. But for him, like, it might be a little bit more worth it to have a position that's 1 or 2% if it's good, because hey, like that's still in absolute terms a pretty good amount of money if it does well, right?
Yeah, so, $34, a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Fabio is a very well-off individual. We have to acknowledge that as per usual. Good question here from Naz. Hello, guys. With the recent drop of Novo Nordisk, do you think it represents a great opportunity if we consider the TAM is enormous, that the company is growing extremely fast? I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not going to answer. I'd be lying if I said
I think I've seen people talk about it on Twitter, but I'm not super familiar either, and I don't want to.
We're not very smart at all.
Yeah, I don't want to weigh in on a stock that I haven't even looked at. So.
I'm shocked. I thought Aria would know. That's crazy.
So wow. There's a little chat thread going about it. James says it's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
So okay, the one thing I will speak on, which kind of ties into this a little bit with HIMS, I recently spoke to like a very reputable doctor family friend, and he was basically explaining to me like over the past, call it decade, 15 years or so, we've discovered a lot of cures to many of like almost all the diseases we possibly really know of. Okay. And he was saying that obviously with the patent laws, the way that works, they're patented for typically 20 years. Mm-hmm. Right. And so he was explaining to me, he's saying that, yeah, so most of these things that have been found in like give or take the last decade, over the next 15, 20 years, they're going to be able to build generics of them. And so he was saying like, yeah, with HIMS and that type of stuff, they're like positioned in a really good category because all the big solutions to all these different diseases we have, they're currently all tied up under patents, but they're going to become generics, and over time, HIMS could probably be able to build that out.
Are you into HIMS? Are you in it?
I'm looking at it, but it just seems so. Like I ran this thought experiment. I'm like, would I invest in Amazon in 2004, 2005? Absolutely not. I would have looked at it. I would have been, this is too speculative. They're losing billions. So the business model is to lose billions of free cash flow per year. Okay, and then what's this little Prime thing? They're trying to copy Costco here. Okay, whatever. I wouldn't have invested in it. And so like Hims, dude, like Hims could become a multi-$100 billion company. It's just too I would rather protect the downside than to speculate 1% here and there on that type of stuff.
Yeah. Or you could put the speculative play into high tide if you wanted to. If you want to put that money in. That's me personally.
So
have you ever thought of going into high tide?
No, I don't. I'm not familiar.
Oh boy, do we have a preposition for you.
Oh god.
I've got 4,000 shares of high tide.
Fiscal, do you want to give him a little pitch?
So it's a Canadian business.
Yeah, no.
It's cannabis, and they're like Costco. They have a discount club model, and they have it's a 2-tiered system though. There's a free tier, like club membership, and a paid tier. The free tier is good because it's basically a way for them to get in and collect data on the consumers, which they then sell to their competitors. And their paid memberships are, I think, up 200% year over year or something like that. It's pretty crazy. And they just increased the price, and it's still growing like crazy. So that's pretty cool. And they're only at 11% market share in Canada. They're trading for like 8 times free cash flow, by the way. And they're basically funding growth in market share with cash flow. Basically, they're cash flowing it. They're not. It doesn't look like they're diluting or taking on a huge amount of debt at the moment. However, if a big opportunity opened up, they would, if it was required. Like if the US suddenly opened up, I'm sure they would do what they had to do to raise the funds to get a piece of that pie. But
CEO is a genius. He's encountered with the cash flow kings multiple times on Twitter.
Yeah, their CEO is actually really cool. Follows me on Twitter. And he verified that he likes people with sunglasses and would absolutely talk to somebody wearing sunglasses. Yeah. Loves sunglasses, actually. So
he loves them.
There you go.
So are you going to get the CEO on the show here? What's going on?
We've tried. That's the goal.
Well,
one day.
You emailed investor relations. I'll go straight to the man himself since we follow each other. At some point.
Yeah,
I think we need to be a little bigger though before he would actually give us like a 20-minute segment or something.
Yeah, he blue balls us, dude. He reposted it. He reposted our first High Tide episode with Blake. And I'm like, oh, we're cooking. We're cooking. He's liking our posts and stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I email investor relations. I'm like, can we get Raj on the show for a little bit? And they said no.
No. We'll have to settle for Jay from YieldMax, I guess.
Yeah, that's no offense. The barrier to entry isn't very high there, Fiscal. They'll talk to anybody with above 50 subscribers. Oh, by the way, RecShares pisses me off, dude. I get all these emails from RecShares, and they're like, this is legit a scam. I don't get it. They offered me like a free RecShares t-shirt if I would make a video of like more than 5 minutes talking about why I love the ETF so much. And then they offered me a t-shirt, and they also, this is crazy, they offered me a giveaway and a free pair of AirPod Pros if I use like a hashtag and I made the video with it. So
that's wild, bro.
We gotta go to one of those events and just troll it. That's all.
I'll show up in sunglasses.
Yeah.
See if anybody takes me seriously.
Well, everybody, we are reaching the 1 hour mark of our. This is a shortened episode tonight for a multitude of reasons. I don't know what Fiscal's up to tonight. What are you up to, Fiscal?
Well, just some wine and cheese and that kind of thing, you know.
I respect that. There's nothing better than a good cheese. You start to mature in life, and you start to appreciate things like, oh, wow, this is great. You appreciate the tiny things in life, like
snacking on it before the
handmade cheese and grass-fed ground beef.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, sure, definitely. When are you gonna bring high tech? What do you mean by that, Lincoln? High tech C. I don't know. We'll get them on. Trust me. One day we'll get them on. Aria, where can the people find you?
Quality Invest 5 on Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah, links in description.
Yeah, I talk about Amazon.
Yeah,
And
they like Amazon. Amazon, Salesforce. Those are your two. This is your guy. And if you're into lower quality investments like Walgreens, MPW, although we're moving past that arc, I feel Fiscal. We're moving past that.
Well, I mean, I've been out of Walgreens for a while now, so
Yeah.
Happy to report I got out while it was still in the double digits.
And MPW is outperforming. It's outperforming Celsius. So that's all that matters.
Year to date, yeah. Year to date's all that matters, right?
5 year. What are you talking about? All right. Thank you all for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe, do dividend stocks like trucks, and of course, remember, cash flow is king.
Cheers.